Than I am then.
All right.
We've got to be poker players.
This should be a YouTube live, hopefully, if it works this time. And this will be Moon Club podcast number 210, and the Facebook Live podcast will start in about a minute, right?
Trump wins.
Yeah. What's that?
Trump wins. Oh, it is 6 o'clock.
Is it? Okay. Here we go live.
Boom.
Very nice.
Very nice. High five. Boy. My uncle is retired.
Retired?
Retired.
Retired.
You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta put you down. 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 Go and tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. But my goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me in a voice so sweet. I thought I heard the shuffle of angels' feet. He called my name and my heart stood still when he said, Jay, go do my will. Go and tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell them that God's gonna put them down. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, they get cut. Kodo for shoulda. My God, I'm calling on them all. Cash out. I gotta tell them all.
Kevin Braun says, what's up?
Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta put you down. 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 Go and tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from MJ's Lofty Dreams apartment and worldwide on Facebook and on YouTube, this is the Moon Club podcast with AJ, MJ, and SJ. The Moon Club will talk about anything under the moon. No subject will ever be taboo. This episode of the Moon Club podcast is brought to you by Realtor MJ Adeline, Bloomington Normal's premier realtor for the Jewett home selling team at RE/MAX Rising. And I want to be your realtor, and I will out-hustle everybody all day, every day, and then I'll double it up on Sunday just to prove it.
I've heard that.
You want to know the face of the moon, guys?
Yup.
Cornholio. Cornholio.
It is currently Thursday, September 3rd, 2020. Very balanced moon tonight. It came up at 8:32 p.m. and it will go down at 8:32 a.m.
Is that what makes it balanced?
Yeah, I think so.
12 hours.
Plus, it's 99% illuminated. It's waxing gibbous, which means tomorrow it will be a full moon. So get your ass out there and see the fucking moon. It's 402, 8,000 kilometers away from us. 16 days old, and it is going into the sign of Pisces tomorrow.
Oh, that's exciting.
As a full moon. It's our Pisces moon, brother.
Twins.
Also referred to as what moon?
The corn moon.
The corn moon.
The full corn moon, and we'll get into that in a minute.
And next month, I believe it's the harvest moon.
And how we have to ask, how illuminated is Steve?
100%.
Fully.
All right.
Fully illuminated.
Fully illuminated.
And I actually waxed Gibeus twice this morning.
Yes. Fully erect.
I waxed Gibeus and his brother, Tenacious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tenacious D.
Yeah.
I'm familiar. I have been familiar.
But you only waxed Gibeus twice, you said?
This morning. Twice this morning. I didn't want to get into the rest of it. It just
All right.
didn't make me sound
Well,
selfish.
we're prying. I mean, that's personal information. You did volunteer a little bit, and I'm not going to ask you to, to give away all your secrets.
Sorry.
That sounds like shit.
And you did know this was 210 and we're supposed to bring it, right?
Yeah, I know.
Right, we had this discussion already.
I blew it.
That's why we don't have these talks.
Right. No more pregame talks.
Oh,
we're
nice.
just gonna have to go straight into it.
Straight in.
All right, the weekly. Why can't I talk? The weekly Jason Silva.
THC.
The
Sound like
weekly
you got a DJ
Jason
mouth.
Silva is on mortality, and this is Jason Silva dropping knowledge like only Jason Silva can.
Like Galileo dropped it orange.
I believe that was proven too.
Well, I think my opinion on grief can be summed up by the words of Alan Harrington from The Immortalist when he says, "Any philosophy that accepts death must itself be considered dead. Its questions meaningless, its consolations worn out." I agree with him. I don't think there's any way to make peace with death, with mortality, with the human condition. The fact that we can ponder the infinite cosmos, yet we're ultimately food for worms, I find heart-wrenchingly paralyzing, depressing, sad beyond all measurable limits. The idea that everything and everyone you love is going to be taken away from you is unacceptable.
It's a
to
sad
me.
thought, isn't it?
I think it's just unacceptable being okay with those terms imposed on us by said universe. You know, if the cosmos is comfortable with entropy, that's one thing. It doesn't mean I have to be comfortable with entropy. In fact, I'm a member of the kingdom of life, and life is anti-entropic. Life moves towards greater complexity than organization. As Kurzweil says, more knowledge, more science, more, sprouting possibilities. And some people say that maybe death is an evolutionary design, meant to get rid of the old in order to make room for the new. That may have been a stepping stone, a necessary rehearsal, a way of spreading the diversity of information. Sex and death, genes mixed together, create something new, kill off the old shells. But what if we're able to create new rules? What if we master biotechnology? We create software that writes its own hardware. We start to change the rules of life. We start creating that diversity. We start to be the sort of mind at work here. You know, it would be intelligent design at last. But the point being, death will no longer be necessary. And we could create a world without loss and without those encounters with grief. And that may sound like a sort of manic fantasy of sorts, but I think that that's what mankind has always done through his art, is articulate his desire to be eternal, to be infinite. Even Manuel de Unamuno wrote, "Nothing is real that is not eternal." That is why we write poetry and we build cathedrals that try to create transcendence as a topographical statement. That's why we eternalize beatific moments and make gorgeous statues and write amazing songs. We long to eternalize ourselves. We want to say, as Alan de Botton said, we want to carve our names. We want to say, I was here, I exist, I felt something, and I matter, and we matter. And that's why death has become an imposition on the human race and is no longer acceptable in my race.
Boom.
A lot to think about there.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll just lead off the conversation by saying, is it even possible to get rid of death?
No. You know, I think the more of that you have, when he's talking about just appreciating the moment,
Yeah.
it's like the more successful of a life you're gonna have, if you appreciate that.
You rejected the idea of getting rid of death just right out of hand, though. I mean, you don't think it's possible to get rid of death?
Yeah.
You just gonna flip?
No,
He is that soft, and he like, man, do
I
not
think-
do a crime with
I think
Austin.
that we can
I'm gonna
store.
tell you
I
that
think we
right
can
now.
store our thoughts and feelings, but I think eventually our bodies will die. But that doesn't mean that our essence has to die.
What about the idea of
Because I want to upgrade.
reversing, slowing, and even possibly reversing aging at some point?
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lot of science in
You
that
know what,
area
Harvard
that might be possible.
Harvard actually accomplished that. Reverse aging in mice.
I don't think they reversed it yet.
They did.
They've definitely slowed it down.
Echo.
I
Did
think they got
Harvard
mice.
reverse the aging in mice?
They got one mice
This might
to
answer
be
your
born
question.
twice.
Park was
He was a
released
born
7
again mouse.
years
His
and
name was
9 months
Jesus.
ago.
Mighty
Did you
Jesus.
ask her?
For what? She didn't want to listen to you. She's not going to listen to me.
You guys know what mukbanging is?
If it has anything to do with mice and banging them, I do not want to know. But what I was going to say is what he was talking about is transcending life and being more technology. I
Yeah.
got what you got. Technological.
Sentient.
And transversing our, being in our consciousness, or even making why can't I talk? Technology that's going to
It's
write
going
its
around.
own,
Maybe it's
own
contagious.
mind or something. I think it is.
Right. So, and that's one part of it. Like, okay, like taking your
But then you
consciousness.
don't have life.
Right. And I don't know either way. Like taking your consciousness, uploading it into a hard drive somewhere, and then like let's say now it's your turn to get your next body, whether it's like a cyborg or whatever, and you can upload that conscious into that body.
I'd rather
Is that
download.
still you?
Well, and also we could be just throwing it into the loop.
Right. And I don't know if
Because-
that's still you. So what I would rather concentrate.
Well, I'm just saying, if we're in a simulation right now, then we create another one on top of that.
Yeah, we weren't talking about simulations.
It's a nested loop.
I would rather focus on whether or not we can reverse the aging process itself. Now
Right.
that won't eliminate death because there's still like getting in car crashes and falling off cliffs and shit like that.
Right.
But I would take the chance.
Or being
you know?
intentionally killed by your spouse or loved one after 200 years. Come
Right.
on, you know?
Aren't they studying the jellyfish, the one that regenerates itself and basically just keeps living its life over and over again?
Maybe. There was a YouTube video we watched on this very podcast. It might even have been before you started coming on, but it was talking about this idea of we know it's possible to slow down the aging process. How much? Like, can you slow it down so much that it's actually going in reverse? That's the
Right.
question. And I don't think we
Well, if you got money like Ricky Bobby died, then you
Haven't you seen Benjamin Buttons?
live for like
Yeah.
200 years.
Yeah, Ricky Bobby?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't put that evil on me. You know, I hope that you grow when you have two beautiful children, strapping young men,
Michael
very
Clark
good
Duncan?
at sports.
What's that?
Michael Clark Duncan, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great movie.
Yeah, what's it?
Talladega Nights.
Yeah, it's a good movie. For
And,
sure.
and speaking of, and we'll kind of trail right into this, I was watching a Howard Stern episode where he was talking to Tracy Morgan, and they were asking, like, who is the best comedian? And Tracy Morgan's response was Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to make an argument against Richard Pryor. All I can do is present other arguments, right? So I would throw George Carlin into the mix.
I would say George Carlin, since, because, you know, we've already had this discussion before, and I've actually changed my position from Eddie Murphy to George Carlin, because I just think he's more relevant now.
Well, I mean, let's just talk about right now who's in the conversation. Like, we don't have to decide, right? But I think Eddie Murphy is in the conversation.
Right.
George Carlin, Richard Pryor.
Do you put Sam Kinison in that?
No,
No.
just because it's longevity.
Flash.
Like, I think he was the best on the planet for about 18 months, maybe 2 years.
Bill Hicks,
right?
maybe?
I mean, how high was he though? You know,
Oh, well,
was he like so much higher over everyone else?
He was-
I mean, you know.
You know what he started doing, like that physical comedy where he'd lay on the ground and be like, "The devil's fucking me! Oh yeah, I'm getting fucked in the afterlife." Like that was never done before, right? So
Sam Kinison.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sam Kinison, yeah,
And he used to be a preacher.
Yeah.
yeah.
Talk about flipping.
And what a lot of people don't know about him, and this has come out, I think Joe Rogan's talked about it a lot, but he was a different person up until he was like 13 years old. He got hit by a car and was like knocked unconscious, and it completely changed his brain chemistry.
Yeah.
And he went from being this introverted person to being this like outgoing person, right? Like a
Yeah.
completely different
Was
person.
he a child preacher or something?
I don't know. I know there's a
He could
preacher
be.
story, like he was a evangelicus, whatever, fire and brimstone, and then he's like, fuck it. I don't know if that goes along with the divorce, like if he, you know, I don't know what the whole
What triggered what?
right. I don't know what the time frame is. I know there was a preacher era. I know he was hit by a car. That was early. And then there was the Sam Kinison we all know with the fat guy with the trench coat. You know, like just out there,
Drugs
like.
and the
And then,
beanie.
Yeah.
you know what? And dude, coincidentally, he died in a brand new Corvette with a beautiful wife, and his life was going great. And I guess when he knew he was dying, I guess he cursed God. He was like, "No, not now!" Like he was like really upset with him. Like he still had that personal relationship with him.
There is a story about him saying some really strange shit when he died. I don't know exactly what it was. It might have been that, but I think it was even weirder than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who else would you throw into the conversation of the best comedians?
Bill
So far
Burr.
we've got
We're talking about stand-up comedians too, because there is a
Yeah.
difference. You know?
yeah.
We can do physical comedians too. Robin Williams.
Okay, but let's talk about we got George Carlin, Bill Cosby, Eddie
Cosby?
Murphy, And then, like, if we had to put, like, one current comedian in there, right?
Yeah, I would
Or
say
did
Bill
I say
Burr.
Bill Cosby? I meant, you know what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're gonna throw one current comedian in there, I mean, I'm gonna put Bill Burr and Chris Rock both on
Maybe
the
Dave
possibility.
Chappelle?
Absolutely, Dave Chappelle.
Chris
I can't
Rock,
believe I missed that.
you know, if this is longevity, he kind of like, I think he switched careers like 15 years ago, and he hasn't really been doing any stand-up.
Who's that?
Chris Rock,
He had a stand-up routine come out last year
did he?
called
Okay.
Tambourine.
Okay, of course.
Yeah.
But I think he was on hiatus.
I tell you.
He was on hiatus for a long time.
So is Dave Chappelle.
What's up, Boy
CB4, great
Rambo?
movie. And, well, so you brought up physical comedy. You know, you got Carol Burnett,
Yeah.
probably one of the best. Tim Conway,
Yeah.
great physical comedian.
I think Tim Conway Jr. still got a radio show out in LA somewhere.
No kidding.
It's hard to do physical comedy.
And you heard me say
on the
Jim.
radio.
Well,
Yeah, well, Tim Conway Jr. is kind of a different. He's not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
his dad at
Jim
all.
Carrey's up there too.
Jim Carrey's up there.
Yeah.
Chris Farley. I mean, as far as physical comedians go, Chris Farley's kind of the most physical, right? Like he was doing like professional
Right.
wrestling type shit.
Yeah, very, very. Well, if you're going to say that, you have to say Jim Belushi.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wait, James?
Jim.
John
Who
Belushi.
actually,
John Belushi, right?
yeah, John and Jim. Yeah,
Yeah, both of them.
yeah, both of them.
Well, Jim's the one that died, right? Or was
No,
it John?
John
okay.
Belushi died.
Was
And,
it?
and John was who I actually meant to say.
Yeah. Now I'm getting mixed up on what I said.
No, you were
Yeah, I think
correct.
I was correct.
I was.
Didn't him and Chris Farley die from the same shit?
Partying with Eddie
similar.
Vedder?
Yeah, partying too much.
Partying with
too
Eddie
hard.
Vedder. Wasn't one with Phoenix River when he died?
I
River
do
Phoenix
not
was by
know.
himself.
I believe he was by the river.
No, his
And
brother
he
was there
saved
with him.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix was there with him, and so was Farley.
Wait, Joaquin Phoenix is the one that died, right?
No,
River did. But Joaquin Phoenix was
way
there
too
with him.
young.
You can hear the young Joaquin Phoenix on the phone saying, "My brother's not responding. Please hurry." It breaks my heart every
Did
time I
it
watch
sound like he walked a line?
it. No, dude, that guy became an awesome actor, didn't he?
Yeah, Joaquin.
And they thought River was the
I
genius.
think he's crazy. Well, River was a genius.
He just
You know,
did,
they
He
were
got
all-
way too early.
he
Was
just did the
19?
Joker, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's an amazing
I still
actor.
haven't seen that.
I have not either.
Two amazing actors, and weren't they raised? Were they raised Scientologists?
I thought he said, weren't they raped?
I think they were raised. I think they were raised Scientologists.
I don't have that information here about Scientology.
Echo.
Uh-oh.
What was Joaquin Phoenix's religion as a child?
Joaquin Phoenix is a believer in Judaism.
Oh,
Did that answer your
Here's my
question?
question.
Yes.
Why would you take the most boring part of that
Thanks for your
conversation
feedback.
and take the time to ask Alexa about it?
because I wanted to know what their religion was.
Okay.
Because that
Judaism.
affects somebody.
Apparently they were Jews.
No, he's
Judaism.
he's
It's
practicing
not-
Judaism now, but they were in a cult when they were growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just didn't understand me.
I thought it was worshiping Judy. Judaism is not worshiping Judy. Because why is Buddhism worshiping Buddha?
Because Judy's got a
Wait,
big ass booty.
By that
Judy do got a
rationale,
big ass booty.
by that rationale, Buddhism would be worshiping booty.
Yeah.
If Judaism is worshiping Judy, then Buddhism is worshiping booty, and I can get on board with that.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
I'm actually worship Buddha.
Can I get an amen from the congregation?
Amen. I want to start a
Amen.
church.
What
I
about
don't
the
have to pay
Sinastriness?
taxes.
The Church of Booty.
What about the Sinastriness?
Sinastrinus?
Yeah, or the Sikhs? Booty.
Six Buddha?
Sikhism, it's the number 6 religion in the world.
I did not know. What's the number 5? What's the number 7?
Transcendental medication.
Hinduism? It might even be Judaism.
Intergalactic nuclear thermal detonating war.
Intergalactic.
Would you like to play a game? Sure.
Certainly.
I'd love to.
War Games. That was a great movie.
How about a game on chess?
Matthew Broderick.
No. Thermoglobal nuclear war.
Matthew Broderick or Jonathan Pryor?
Ducky?
Okay, Mindy Sue says the cult was the Children of God cult.
Which cult were we talking about?
It's actually
That's the,
Children of the Corn.
That all the Phoenix
Phoenixes
children were.
were-
And you know what? The father actually renamed.
Thank you.
He gave the last name of the Phoenix because he wanted his family to rise from the ashes and become great.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do now. It took me a little while. I got it.
Yeah.
You got there.
But no, the Phoenix was not their original last name. Okay, Bella Thorne.
Guess who's on OnlyFans?
Bella Thorne.
Who?
So this is her like introduction video to OnlyFans, and apparently
So who's Bella
OnlyFans are
Thorne?
pissed at her. She was a Disney star. I have no idea who she is.
Yeah.
Like, she had naked pictures come out a couple months ago. I looked at them and threw them away, and then now she's on OnlyFans. So.
Dude, apparently a lot of kids that watch her in Disney have got a fetish about her, and she just made $2 million off that fetish.
Hold up, move it, poison, mommy's always talking, no stop it. Hold up, move it, poison, mommy's always talking, no stop it.
She's good at promoting herself. Huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Miley's better.
yeah, I mean, I kind of think she's trying to do a Miley thing, right? Like,
Yeah, that's what
now
I
she's
see.
selling
I don't think Miley.
sex.
I think Miley's too classy to go on OnlyFans.
Huh?
Is she already on?
What?
Are we talking about the same Miley?
Miley,
Too classy?
dude. Well, she's worth I think probably like a couple $100 million.
Well,
And Bella
that's
Thorne.
what Bella Thorne's trying to do. Okay, it's not a bad video.
Since she made $2 million in the past 48 hours, how much is she worth now?
Whatever she was plus $2 million.
$2 million and 10 cents.
Echo.
He asked
How much is
Echo
Bella
all the
Thorne
dumbest
worth?
Shit.
Bella Thorne is worth an estimated $12 million US
So
dollars.
she just made another two. So she was worth 10 before.
There you go.
But
It's not bad.
Was it
That's
worth
what
it though?
I say.
Was it worth it to bring
Britney
the
Spears would
podcast
never
to
do it.
screeching halt to ask Echo?
what we were talking about, how much Bella Thorne was worth. And who else were
She's
we talking
worth
about?
what someone will pay for.
Oh, Miley. Echo. How much is Miley Cyrus worth?
Miley Cyrus is worth an estimated $160 million US
160.
dollars.
She's at 160. And
So they're
Bella's
like
at 10.
right there. You know what I mean?
There's a
like
big
right
difference.
I
there.
mean, I'd trade places with either of them. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Right. As long as I was able to keep my dick.
In a jar in the refrigerator?
Yeah. or in her purse.
Yeah, what is this little thing on the keychain?
Alright, so since we're completely derailed, I've got this video about the full corn moon. We've already talked about it, so I'll just go ahead and play it for the moon.
That wasn't that much off.
Children of the Corn?
No, but we should discuss the moon, right? It's our thing.
Yeah.
And if there's some amazing happening with the moon, we need to let the Moon Club people know. So here we go. Sounds always like 2 seconds off.
Hi, I'm Amy with the Old Farmer's Almanac. September's full moon is known as the full corn moon because it corresponds with the harvesting of corn. It is also known as the full barley moon. The harvest moon is the moon nearest to the autumnal equinox and can occur in either September or October each year, and is bright enough to allow the finishing of all harvest chores.
That's cool.
You may have noticed in the right-hand pages of our almanac that we list when the moon is at perigee and apogee. But what do these terms mean? The moon's orbit periodically grows rounder and then more oval. It is never a perfect circle. The point each month when the moon is closest to the Earth is called perigee, and the point where it is furthest from the Earth is called
This
apogee.
is good stuff.
During the last quarter of the 20th century, at its most extreme perigee, the moon was as close to Earth as 216,500 miles, surface to surface. At its most extreme apogee, it was as far away as 247,700 miles. At perigee, tidal ranges are increased. At apogee, they are decreased. To learn more about tides and to see when the moon is at perigee and apogee, visit us at almanac.com.
Alright, honestly, I thought that was going to be a lot better than it was.
I thought it was pretty informative, and I would visit Amy anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, she's a decent looking girl, right? But she's from the Old Farmer's Almanac. I'm a bigger fan of the New Farmer's Almanac, but that's because I'm just a kid.
I thought it was the oldfarmersalmanac.com.
You're thinking of a thing. Farmersonly.com?
Yeah. That is farmers.
Yeah. All right, so this weekend we lost an iconic actor, and
We lost a lot of people this week.
yeah, and there was a lot of stuff going on this week, and we'll get into that. But
Which one?
here we go.
The story of home.
The Black Panther has been the protector of Wakanda for generations. The mantle passed from warrior to warrior.
Your Highness.
Now the Because your friend murdered my father, I also read the matter of king. So I ask you, as both warrior and king, how long do you think you can keep your friend safe from me? Stand up. You are a king.
King! T'Challa!
I am king of Wakanda.
Wakanda forever!
And it is my responsibility to make sure our people are safe.
You are a son of a murderer!
Your father, King T'Challa, to save my life. In my culture, death is not the end. It's more of a slipping off point. I don't need a suit to kill you.
Your reign is over! Is this your king? Is this your king? I'm the king now. No powers! No claws! No son, just a boy!
I want to be a great king. You're a good man with a good heart.
Alright, I'm gonna stop that.
That was the Lion King?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
You know what? It kind of is a Lion King though.
But we could probably get
Really
pulled for that.
It kind of is. I mean, it's the same
Yeah.
storyline, right?
Dude,
Wakanda forever.
you know what? We might get flagged on that.
That's what I started worrying about. But then I thought they were like chopping it up into segments. But yeah, I'm like, oh, we probably are maybe breaking some international tiebreaker rules here.
But we were commenting, I think, a little bit, and that's what you got to do.
Well, you know what? If that video is on YouTube, then YouTube will allow it.
Should be fair access.
Well, because they're not playing it in sequence. They're playing little snippets of it, right? I don't know. That's what I think. I don't know how it works.
Pretty standard. I think it's tantamount to one finger in the butt.
Yeah, I mean nobody gets mad about
Drink.
one finger in the butt, right?
Drink. And as well, we were doing it as a, pretty much a tribute to.
Yeah, it was. Actually, I thought it was more of a
Chadwick.
tribute, right? Than just like snippets from the movie. But
Yeah.
rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. The second great black. Well, no, I want to be careful how I say this. Like, okay, when we talk about people who we've lost in 2020,
Yeah.
it's Black Mamba and now Black Panther, right?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to quote Boys in the Hood and say,
Want to see
I
that
feel like
body?
somebody punched the card a little too soon on that man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody punched the card a little bit too soon on Rick, man.
Yeah. Is that what he said?
It's something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
And one of the premier college coaches of all time,
Yeah.
John Thompson, Georgetown, famous Georgetown Coach Patrick Ewing, Allen Iverson, Dikembe Mutombo,
And they've
Alonzo Mourning.
They've all sent out respectful tweets. Like apparently he wasn't just a coach; he was like a father figure to a lot of these.
Oh, yeah.
people,
Like any
right?
good coach, I would
Yeah.
say, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mentor.
Mentor. A lot of
Like Mr.
a lot of
Ledbetter.
young men.
Yeah.
And
I'll
he
throw out
did a
Mr.
lot
Ledbetter's mentor. Sorry,
for the African American community as well.
Yeah. You know,
I mean,
he always gave us 100%.
he was the first
He
black
respected that.
coach to win a national championship.
Yeah. And my favorite new band or group, I don't know what to call it, band or group. I don't think they're a band.
Outcast.
But Outkast and Antoine in the Rosa Parks song talks about those Georgetown Hoyas, which he was coach of the Georgetown Hoyas, right?
Yeah. And do you know back then in the early 80s, because see, they lost to Michael Jordan in the national championship game, and that's when the shot, when Michael Jordan was a sophomore,
When he was at North Carolina?
When he was at North Carolina. But then
They called the
they
shot.
won back in '84, and because they were so intimidating, and because they
What
were
was the shot?
predominantly a black team. The shot where
Well, he was in
Michael
North Carolina,
Jordan
and
won
he
North
had like
Carolina.
4 people on him, and he like,
Well, he just had like one person, but it was a shot to win the game.
Okay.
But it was the game. It was the national championship.
Is that what made him the number one
winning
draft
shot. Well, he was still in college a little bit after
Right.
that.
Yeah, because when you're talking about the shot is known as I think
1996.
When he beat Utah.
was it
Game
Utah or the
6.
Pacers?
Yeah, it was
Game
Utah.
6, right? Because
I don't know, but what's known as the shot was different than what he was
I
talking
think
about.
Jay-Z raps about it. Game 6.
You know what? I will throw Jay-Z into the mix of
Best
people that
poets?
I didn't realize were as good as they were.
Yeah,
Like,
Blaine, they were called the Hoya Paranoid.
Okay.
that's cool.
'Cause
You know,
they
Jay-Z was
intimidated
accepted into the Singer and Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Oh,
No, he was. He was. I think
Sorry.
first rap. First
He
rap.
should be, except he doesn't write
That was
either.
just opinion.
Yeah. He remembers it all. Echo. Was Jay-Z accepted into the Singer and Songwriters Hall of Fame?
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
That's okay, Echo.
And
We don't hate you. We
No.
don't. We
No,
don't.
we appreciate it.
We just this thing happened in Taiwan.
This thing happened all over, man.
Now I don't know how good people will be able to appreciate this at home. So if you can't see this good enough, the YouTube video is called "A 3-Year-Old Girl Caught in a Large Kite and Was Launched into the Air During a Kite."
You have to move, I think
That's
move it
probably
forward.
somebody from Taiwan that wrote that description. But
Is this bad parenting?
I don't know. I don't know how the girl got caught up in the kite. Who knows how that happens?
Ironically.
I'm sure it wasn't on purpose. But
Maybe.
at one
Thank
point,
God she didn't get uncaught.
at one point, I'm sure this girl was 150, maybe 200
Yeah.
feet in the air, and
Within
it's gotta
1.5
be-
seconds.
So here's the thing: you read a lot of YouTube captions, and this just says a 3-year-old girl got caught in a large kite and was launched into the air during a kite. Doesn't really make any sense. But what I see in this video is so much better than that description. Like, this is kind of a
Made in
tragedy.
Taiwan.
A tragedy mixed with a miracle,
Yeah.
mixed with how the fuck did that happen? Like,
Right.
I don't know.
And 4 out of the 5 women in the crowd have dicks.
Dude, it almost looks animated.
I'm just.
I think that's Thailand, not Taiwan.
Oh, it's
I don't know.
There's lady boys
Right
everywhere.
right there.
Yeah, there's 3 of them in this room. I'm looking for them too. And this takes a while to get started. Like, the first half of it is nothing. They should have cut this video down. I'll just go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, yeah.
Like, the first one was just wrangling this kite. And then all of a sudden it takes off. And then everybody knows that there's a little baby on the end of the kite and the tail.
Well, let's have the smallest
Oh,
child.
Hold on! Hold on, my baby!
Dude,
How-
that's 150 feet in the air,
I'm even wondering if this is real now.
right? It's suspect.
This might be fake.
It's whipping
Ah,
that
it's
baby
made
around.
in Taiwan. I don't know.
But dude, what is everybody screaming about?
Who knows?
Maybe.
It could be the Mets.
Dude, fucking grab that fucking kid.
I wonder if that's real. I mean, when I saw that kid come back out, it didn't look real.
Dude, let's do some research.
Hold on, here's another video called "Girl Thrown Up in the Air" by. This will be a different angle.
Different
Because
angle.
everybody had phones out, right? Everybody had
You would
phones
think
recording
there's
it.
like a
Right.
50 of them.
Oh, this is the same video.
Minor injuries.
Minor injuries.
If you got some lady.
Control. Despite soaring well above the crowds, the 3-year-old girl is only thought to have suffered scratches following the terrifying incident in Taiwan.
Suffered scratches.
Crowds
That's a
scrambled
miracle.
to catch
Yeah.
the girl after a sudden gust caught her up in a large orange kite at a festival in Taiwan on Sunday. Part of the large orange kite.
But just because you got a lady
strangled
talking
one
that's
3-year-old.
computerized doesn't make it
Crowds
real.
Scrambling to help below
No, that
its
legitimate
understood
side
Sinchu
of it,
City's
no.
mayor.
Yeah,
Lin
why would
Chi-chen,
computers
has
make stuff
apologized
up?
for the incident.
Because we're gonna be
According to Taiwan
they're
News,
gonna be our
he
overlords
said
very
the
soon.
city
That's
government
why.
team offers its sincere apology to the victim and the public.
Fake.
The
Sincere
entire
apology.
festival was called
Hey,
off
it's not like you
shortly
killed
after
her.
the shocking
Yeah, to the
incident.
public though.
A 3-year-old girl
Oh,
was
so sorry that
accidentally
you had to
launched
see
into the
this.
air by a large kite on Sunday afternoon at the Sinchu City International
It's
Kite
just a
Festival,
Sunday
but only suffered
afternoon.
abrasions to her face and neck.
How is that
In
real?
videos of the incident,
Dude,
Did
how-
they
how-
win the
a young
contest?
girl who weighs
Yeah,
only
that's
13
what
kilograms.
everybody wants to know, right? Who actually won the contest?
I think they should have won.
We put a baby on our
Hey,
kite.
we just launched a baby in outer space.
Why is it? That's my daughter up there, man!
Dude, but how does a baby get caught on the end of a kite?
I don't know.
She don't.
I don't
She
know.
hold on
Here's
for
the thing,
life.
though.
Oh, it had fish hooks on
If
it.
she's 200 feet in the air, how does she not get uncaught in the
Right.
kite?
No shit.
That's a strong baby.
Yeah.
That baby
That's
was
the sound of a bad
that
baby
baby
right
was a
there.
midget.
Bing.
That baby was
Bomb.
a midget. That could have been Tiny Avenger.
I wonder if that was real, though.
I bet it was a midget stuntman.
Tiny Avenger.
Pocket Pitbull.
Right? Yeah.
Or maybe it was nothing. Maybe just superimposed.
Jason Reed just sent a wave in my
Quit
live
waving
stream.
at us, Jason.
Yeah, we're not gay for you
No,
anymore.
we're just kidding. Anymore.
For how long?
That is over. Call me. Anyhow,
Jason Reed's a cool motherfucker, man. Good to see you, Jason Reed.
he is.
Look, Jason, you still live in Blow now?
Yeah, he's around.
Is he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
like a donut.
Yeah, he's got a couple young boys, I think.
Oh,
Probably
shit.
like
Let's bring him
10.
on the podcast next week. He's probably not watching now. I think you got like a 2-minute attention span.
He's watching my my
Yeah,
stream.
we know that.
Yeah.
The stream underneath the table.
That was very interesting.
You know, I didn't know if I should do a watch party or like share the groups.
Yeah,
So
I never,
what did
I
you
never
do?
know what to do. You know what? I don't know where my iPad is.
Awesome.
Your iPad?
Yeah.
Oh, I had to sell it.
There you go.
But I think I might have taken it to Crawford's and left it there. I need to ask
Are you
him.
serious?
Yeah, I'll be going there.
You got a lock
Thursday.
screen on it?
Thursday
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. There's nothing on there.
and Sunday for the Cubs Cardinal game, right?
Is that going down Sunday? You know,
I
if the
heard
series,
rumor.
if the series, or not the series, if the season would end today, both the Cubs and the Cardinals would be in the playoffs.
There you go.
Right.
There are 8 teams from each division making
Wait,
the
is
playoffs.
baseball
this
season
year.
is it still going on?
But
Yeah.
it's still like it's
Oh, I didn't know it was still a thing.
Yeah, they started. They're doing
Cancel
a
that.
shortened 60-game season, and if the season would end right now, the Cubs and the Cardinals will both make the playoffs.
That's awesome.
And the Cardinals have played like a lot less games than the Cubs because they had COVID for a while.
Oh, they got the COVID.
Yeah, they were the COVID Cardinals.
My Corona.
Nobody, I don't think any Major League Baseball team should get coronavirus more than the Cubs. It seems like
Right?
it seems
What do
like
you
the
mean by
Cubs.
that?
I mean,
Well,
it
you
just,
know what? They got the bipolar. So,
it just seems to me like the Cubs should have COVID. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
yeah, because they're evil.
Cubs are not
I'm
evil.
just kidding.
I mean, with Rizzo and Bryant constantly like licking on each other, I just think they would give it to each other.
Right? They're probably licking each other's nuts,
Yeah.
putting peanut butter on their ball sacks and then licking it off.
Well, let's not get crazy.
But not the crunchy stuff.
So
That's
Steve
like
told
crazy.
me about this story where there was the U.S. Marshals rescued
Man, that shit
39
was
missing
crazy.
children in Georgia. Did you see this? Did you hear about this? Well, let me
Crazy.
tell you.
Craziness.
It's a developing story. It says so right
Dozens
there.
of missing children rescued in Georgia during a sweeping sex trafficking bust. This was a 2-week operation that netted a handful of arrests.
Law enforcement agencies here in Houston are all too familiar with human trafficking. It is a problem that they've been targeting for years.
And tonight, police say the Georgia
Wait,
operation is a
let me go back
reminder
just
for
a little
parents
bit.
to be aware.
Been targeting for years.
And
Not really.
Targeting human trafficking. It is a problem. We're all too familiar with human
all
trafficking. It is a problem
You're
that they've
talking
been
about Epstein,
targeting for years.
And tonight, police say.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live on the Moon Club podcast, this is no. You know what I'm trying to do, right?
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
All right, come on.
I'm trying to do
That they've been targeting for years.
Hold on.
And operation that netted
Hold
a
on.
handful of arrests.
Law enforcement agencies here in Houston are all too familiar with human
And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Moon Club podcast.
trafficking. It
We
is
need
a
to get him to
problem
do
that
the
they've been
intro, is what I'm
targeting
trying to say.
Yeah.
for years.
Okay.
And tonight, police say the Georgia operation is a reminder for
Ladies
parents to
and
be aware of
gentlemen,
their
boys
children's
and girls.
activities, especially online.
Vincent Crivelli
This
is
is just
live
gonna
in
drive
Southwest
prices
Houston
up.
tonight with this very important message. Vincent?
Chris, that's right. Authorities say that parents need to
You
know
said this
with the
is gonna drive the
coronavirus
prices
pandemic,
up.
children are spending more time online and human trafficking is up. 39 children located and
Economics.
safe after an operation led by the U.S. Marshals in Georgia.
First of all, it's great news.
Hey, you know what? I'm just an honest, hardworking U.S. citizen. I can't even buy a baby now because
Right.
they just tracked 39 of them down in Georgia, and I can't even buy a
You know
baby
what?
now for my sexual pleasure.
You You know what? Back in the early 1900s, it's like you could basically like when newspapers first came out, you would be like, meet me here and I'll give you a baby, like on the train system. Because it was like 1869 or something. Dude, they would literally like
1869.
No consequences. You just give somebody a baby.
This can still
Two of my
happen.
favorite numbers,
Founder of
18
Justice
and
for Children
69.
and former Harris County Chief Prosecutor Randy Burton.
Sex trafficking like that happening in Houston.
Oh,
Nobody's
without a
watching
doubt.
anyway.
I mean, as a
Why
matter of
isn't he
fact,
showing his face?
Yeah.
we're considered
How does
one
he
of the
know this
largest
sex
hubs.
trafficking?
And he's sounding the alarm
Without a
for
doubt.
parents. He says they need to monitor their children's activity online
Both
to
of those white
prevent
tires
human
were black.
trafficking.
We've
Oh,
actually
shit.
had a 19%
Oh, nice
increase
parenting.
in human
This
trafficking
motherfucker's a
cases of
pedophile.
children
Come on.
Right?
here in my agency.
Precinct 1 Constable Alan
Look, he's holding his
Thompson
cock
says,
right now.
due to the
That's
coronavirus
Ben Teller.
pandemic, children are spending more time
Or Ben
online,
Gillette.
which is a predator's paradise.
If a parent finds something suspicious,
If not, he's
what
definitely a
action
cop.
should they take?
Well, first of all, they should try to document everything, and if it does rise to the level of potential criminality, contact law enforcement.
And they should definitely
And he
ask me
says
for my
parents need to vet
credentials.
who their
right?
children are spending time with, as well as keep an open line of communication.
They have to be engaged. They
I'll
have
fucking
to
say
have
that
talk
short-ass
with their
skirt.
children.
That was a child.
And Burr went on to
What are
say
they
that
doing?
parents need to remember to be parents, not necessarily friends of their children. Reporting live from the Children's Assessment Center.
I became a news director with cows and scared
That may
my
have been
eyebrows.
That may have been the worst local news live report that I've ever seen in my whole life.
Could have been.
Yeah,
Hey,
okay.
they end it with, hey, you know what? Parents need to remember to be parents and not, their kids' friends.
Right.
That's how they ended it.
I did this news broadcast because I hate my eyebrows.
I can see some fat ass dad sitting there like drunk from drinking Heineken.
Yes,
and,
sir. Yes, sir. It's
and,
Heineken this time.
and then he ran out of Heineken, so he switched to Bud
Heineken.
Light.
Right.
And he's like, hold on, rewind that. What did he say? Like, I shouldn't rape my kids? Hold on,
Right.
no, go back. I'm trying to figure out what he said.
Anakin?
Dude, after the PBRs, that's when things get dark because he goes straight for the moonshine.
Yeah, yep. And that's when you need to lock your door and put like the tightest underwear you have in your drawer on because
Right.
like,
Or go
if you
take a
can't-
bath, maybe.
if you can't get them off,
Some
then
Epsom salts.
you're gonna be safe.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long night.
Or some Astroglide, some Pornhub would also work.
Yeah. I go see.
Ladies and
We turn on the
gentlemen,
lights and people
Lucy
can
has
see ya.
joined the podcast. And
That's
it's
gross.
right off.
All right, so check this out. Tomorrow morning, I think it's 7:55 a.m. Central Time. Austin, that's very distracting. David Blaine is going to launch himself into the stratosphere holding balloons, and then he's going to go into the stratosphere and parachute back down to Earth.
Wow. It sounds like a fucking train song. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Sounds like he's got
I'm
some
gonna,
business to
dude,
pay.
you know it's like Drops of Jupiter, meet Virginia. I'm gonna fucking grab some balloons and launch myself into the stratosphere and then drop myself back down upon the earth, which I love so much.
Here's what I
love my
challenge you
daughter.
to do. I want you to write that song, and then I want you to sing it next week on this podcast.
Okay, well, how about I send it to who did I say? Would that be a good song for?
I'm not sure. You guys should
Train.
do it.
Oasis.
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 You didn't mention Oasis.
But they can do the song just as good as Train. Launching myself into the stratosphere with no oxygen.
It's practically right yourself.
I never said he didn't have oxygen.
And no parachute?
No, he has a parachute. He definitely has a parachute. And he has
This is his song. Let him write it.
Okay, well, I guess we're back to an Oasis
Well,
song.
David Blaine's in the atmosphere with just balloons and a parachute. Yeah.
Boxer shorts.
He's a good musician, but I think he's full of shit. But that hand trick that he does,
I
with
can't
the sleight
breathe,
of
but I can
hand
hold my
is
breath for
out
30
of this
minutes.
World.
Dude, I saw him.
Yeah,
I saw him hold his
yeah.
breath for 30 minutes underwater.
What about when he was in an ice cube?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was real too.
He did all that.
He wasn't superimposed
He
like
did
the
all
goat.
He did all of that.
The goat.
Yeah.
Okay, so we started this podcast out by talking about the best comedians. Let's talk about the best magicians. I'll throw David Blaine as the best because Houdini is dead.
Right.
I mean, he was obviously the best, you know, up until this
Obviously.
point. I think David Blaine might have surpassed him. Your thoughts?
Chris
John?
Angel?
Number one in Vegas would be
Chris Angel?
No.
Penn Teller?
the guy that made the Statue of Liberty disappear.
David Copperfield?
Yeah, David Copperfield. I think it would be like one of the biggest.
David Copperfield's a rapist. I don't know if you knew.
I heard he's a litter bug too.
Yeah.
Fuck you, David Copperfield.
No, I think he might be a vegan too.
I don't know magicians as well as I know comedians. I forgot about David Copperfield. Fair.
Right.
I mean, he made the Statue of Liberty disappear. It's still there though.
Chris Angel?
Right.
I don't
you
know
know
about
what?
Chris Angel either. Like I know the name.
Dude, check this out. The Illusionist, and what was the other movie that came out at the exact same time?
Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
No, it's like The Illusionist, I think was a magician. Was equivalent to Armageddon and Deep Impact. It's weird the way two movies come out at the same time. They're about the exact same thing.
And I seen a
Yeah, I think
movie
Tesla
that
was in both
called
those
Deep
movies.
Impact, and it was not anywhere close to
Armageddon?
Yeah.
Wait, Deep Impact was good.
No, it was in the taint. Pretty
It was-
sure.
It was right in the backside.
It had Elijah Wood in it, for Christ's sake.
Oh, it had some wood in it.
Yeah.
From the Hobbit.
Yeah. And it also had the girl that played Joan Van Ark.
I think Elijah Wood would be a great porn actor name.
What? Yeah.
Right behind Barry Wood and his brother
Right.
Elijah Wood.
Barry or Harry Wood.
It's almost as good as Peter North.
Or Gibby Wood.
Or Long Dong Silver.
The Dominique Food.
What about great porn names? Long Dong Silver. Bam! Throw it
Yeah.
out there.
How
Says it all.
about I haven't thought about great porn names.
Mandingo.
Mandingo's good.
You know.
How
How about the Gringo Mandingo?
That's Michael Rappaport. He's not a porn star.
No.
Not that I know of.
Although he probably would. Yeah, there's probably some videos in the vault. He gets down.
I think
He's pretty crazy.
No, I think he's probably a good father.
Yeah, I think he's pretty low. I have no idea.
I mean, that's the impression I get.
The impression I get is
He
that,
jokes around a lot.
Yeah.
But he would
So
never.
because you're a good father, you don't have films in the vault?
I think he's a faithful husband.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Because you're a faithful husband, you don't have amateur films?
Oh, he
in
might
the
have thrown
vault?
it around when he was younger. I don't
There's
know.
no film going around?
There's a reason why they call him the Gringo Mandingo. I think he's like 6'4", isn't he?
I don't know. Michael Rappaport doing the.
He's angry.
I think he's got a fucking reputation as being a fucking cocksmith.
He's angry.
Danny Aiello. Michael Rappaport doing Danny Aiello is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
Dude, remember the snake eating the fucking the bird in Brooklyn? Mom!
Yeah.
Mom!
That wasn't Michael Rappaport.
Put the
though.
fucking
It's not.
bird! Dude, play that. That's fucking brilliant.
Hold on, I'm gonna do Michael Rappaport and Danny Aiello.
Okay, you know what? I'll do the other one.
Are you going to have Doom videos?
No, I gotta turn it on.
That's what she said.
Because you don't even need to see this one.
Bluetooth mode.
Thinking like, oh, this is my time to shine.
This is
Like,
your kid.
yeah, you. This is like, are you ready?
So this is actually Michael Rappaport and Danny Aiello, and
Yeah.
then so what's gonna happen is
They're gonna read
at
each
some
other's
point,
lines.
right, Rappaport's gonna say, "I'm gonna read your lines,"
Yeah.
and I don't know.
It's brilliant.
I think it's great.
I want my money. I want to get paid.
You don't work here no more.
Go ahead.
I want my money.
Your money couldn't begin to pay for that window you broke.
Motherfucker window. Reggie Raheem is dead.
I know he's dead. I was there, remember? He's dead because of his buddy. That cocksucker started this shit. He's responsible for that kid's death. And you stood there like a fuck. And you watched them burn me down.
Look, I also watched the cops murder Radio Raheem. Look, you get it all from the insurance anyway, sir.
What the fuck is wrong with you? This ain't about money. I could give a fuck about money.
place. I built this fucking place with my bare fucking hands. Every light socket, every piece of tile, me with these fucking hands. You know what the fuck that means?
Yeah, it means pay me my motherfucking money. That's what it means, Sal.
Okay, Mookie.
They
How
already
much do I owe
switched.
you?
My salary is $250. $250 a week.
1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. You got $500. You're a rich fucking man. Are you happy? You happy? He's got $500 fucking dollars. He's a big man. You're a rich fucking man. You never have any more trouble. Not Mookie. He's fucking rich.
Who the fuck are you yelling at?
You're wealthy, Mookie. You're a real fucking Rockefeller. You got your fucking money. Now leave me alone.
Michael, you should have the fucking roll.
No.
You're better than me.
No, that was my 20 years of practicing. But you were a good Mookie.
Yeah, I am.
You know what I think the biggest problem with Do the Right Thing is?
He couldn't act it.
No, you should have fucking played Mookie.
You know they told me to check.
Dude,
Yeah, that was it.
You know what? I mean, both of these guys are excellent actors, and they've been to many auditions, and that was like probably remedial for him to do that because that was a important character.
Well, I think, and I remember listening to the podcast, it was like what Michael Rappaport wanted to let Danny Aiello know that he worshipped him. He's like,
Yeah.
I have studied you for years, like as an actor, and like you're kind of like my mentor, and like this is like
Without a doubt, yeah.
This is how much I know what you've done. Like I know everything that you've ever done.
Yeah, I can do you just as good as you, and he actually says there, it's like you're doing it better than me.
The Harlem Nights, right?
Yeah.
Danny Aiello's character when he's talking to Richard Pryor, he's like, you buy your suits, off the rack. He's like, yeah. I buy my suits off the rack, and I live in a fucking hovel. Like he goes.
I live in a fucking hovel. I see you moolies with your fucking suits.
You know exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie.
You know what? He's just mad because they have more than he does, and you can see it's such a good scene because you can just see his envy and hate over these people.
It's very well done, and that whole movie is worth another viewing if you haven't watched it in a while. Like it is.
Harlem Nights is an excellent movie.
One of the best ever, right?
Yeah. Oh, and you talk about comedians, Red Fox.
Yeah.
How did we miss Red Fox?
Yeah. You know what? I haven't watched enough Red Fox. Maybe I should watch more.
Oh
But,
my goodness.
okay, Hollywood Nights or Harlem Nights?
Oh,
if
that's
you can only pick one.
wow,
If you can only pick one.
Wow. Dude, you know what?
I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to live in a world
that might
where
be
I can only
racist.
pick one. Yeah, I don't want to live in that world.
Yeah, dude, it's like that might be racist.
Well, no, it might not be a world I want to live in. Like,
Right.
I want them both.
Yeah.
Like if I have to only
Dude, that's
take
a
one,
great question. That should become a meme.
It should, right?
Then only people our age would get it.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah.
Harlem Nights
and
or Hollywood Nights?
Hollywood Nights is kind of an
Dude, that's
obscure
fucking
movie
beautiful.
anyhow.
Dude, that's the perfect
I
question.
feel like a lot less people would know Hollywood Nights.
But you know what? If you were to ask somebody that one question, you could learn a lot about them.
If they know who both,
Of
if
course
they know about both movies.
I wouldn't ask anybody that wouldn't understand both of them. Anybody our age that's not retarded.
I think a lot of people our age wouldn't even know.
You ever think you're retarded? Nobody's telling you.
Well, it's
Well, do the snake eats the bird in Brooklyn. Oh fuck! Put the fucking bird down! Paul, Mom, come out here! Fuck it! Put it out of his fucking misery. Fuck it. That's it seems like it's
I need more.
it's that one right there.
This one right here.
Yeah, it's that one. It's like this seems like it's Michael Rappaport impersonating Danny Aiello.
Fucking crow! Ma! Ma, there's a fucking snake on the fucking electrical post! What the fuck is it doing? Is that a fucking crow? Ah, you fuck! You motherfucker! Leave that fucking bird alone! Ah, fuck it! Take him out of his fucking misery! Alright, Put him down. Put him down. How the fuck is that thing gonna get off the pole? Mom!
What is this mom gonna do?
I mean, that is...
This mom's gonna climb the pole and fucking save the bird.
Whatever that was, that kind of constricting snake, that's a killer. Because the snake had it by its head already, and then it pulled it up and then like wrapped and constricted
What
around
the fuck's it doing like 20 foot up on a fucking pole?
Snakes can go a lot of places. Snakes like live in trees. Most
Mom! Fuck it. Put it out of its fucking misery. Dude, you know what? I read today on my newsfeed that Weird Al Yankovic did not get paid $1 for his cameo in the new Bill and Ted movie.
Yep, I read that too.
Yeah.
Do
you think he didn't want any money?
Weird Al doesn't need money.
Yeah. Dude, how much is Weird Al worth? Anybody want to take a gander?
16 million.
43 million.
I'm gonna say
I already got it.
Dude,
I already got it. It's 16 million.
Dude, I'm gonna go out and say 200.
It might be 18 million.
Echo. How much is Weird Al Yankovic worth?
Weird Al Yankovic is worth an estimated $20 million US.
You checked it earlier, didn't
you said US?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
I was doing MJ was doing the euro. That'd be 16.
To be honest with you, yeah, I did know. It was 16 million, and it's a little bit more now for some reason, I don't remember, but Adam Carolla was talking about it on his podcast because he was worth the exact same amount that Adam Carolla was, which was 16 million, like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we call this the 16 million club.
But Adam Carolla was pissed off because he's like, Weird Al has done so much more than I have. He should be worth more than me. That's all I knew. I knew it was right around there, 16 to 18, 20 million.
That is a true story.
That is a true story. I listen to the Adam Carolla podcast
every day. Every day.
That would be Day.
Day. And then I go to, if there's a new Joe Rogan, I go to Joe Rogan. Do you listen to the podcast at all?
I listen to Joe Rogan's, Mike Tyson's.
Oh, yeah. I don't listen to Mike Tyson. Maybe I should.
Mike
He's good?
Tyson is a good one. Yeah, Mike Tyson is a good one. Definitely. Joe Rogan is probably one of the best. I don't know even if you would call it a podcast. A lot of Howard Stern, too.
Yeah, I mean, Howard Stern's more like a radio show, but...
Anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't listened to Howard Stern in years. Maybe it's more like a podcast. I don't know. But he was kind of the pioneer. Like, he took it from terrestrial radio to satellite radio, and then he never did jump into podcasting. Like, he actually made... I think he made fun of podcasting for a long time.
Well,
but
he also had a TV show of his radio show.
Simulcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that really, started it for him.
Yeah, like back in the 90s, and that was like, I think when he was starting to get into satellite too, like, and that was revolutionary, right? The simulcast. We used to watch that in the basement with Dave Gray over there on Adelaide, right? He would always turn on the Howard Stern simulcast, like the radio show that was on the TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. I don't know. Was it Net TV or something? What was it called?
I don't know. It was just whatever TV he
or
had.
Web TV?
No.
Well, I think early Howard Stern.
You know how I got my...
realized that sex sells.
What's that?
I said early Howard Stern, he realized that sex sells because now, he's a little bit above that. Now their show is a lot different. Early on, it was chicks doing handstands, getting bologna slices thrown at them while they're naked.
Jenna Jameson riding the Symbian.
There you go.
Symbian. No, dude, those things will fucking really decrease a girl's sensitivity. They're too intense.
Not if you hit it right, though.
Right. It's like you don't want to wear a cock ring for more than 8 minutes. Everybody knows that.
Right.
Who says that?
Everybody knows that.
There should be a warning.
You know that, right?
I got one.
What are we talking about?
He said cock rings.
Cock
no
rings.
longer
You want to
than
wear
8
one for more than 8 minutes. 10 minutes stops.
I've been married for 20 years.
I wore mine for 8 years, but I started late. I was a late bloomer.
Right. You probably had one of the rubber ones. I'm talking about the metal ones that look like a bull ring.
Yeah, no, mine's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps the blood in your penis longer, so you can, like, even after you finish, you can just keep going.
A little like a shotgun.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little awkward at the gym, but other than that.
Right.
Don't give me a spot, Steve. Oh, never mind.
I don't need it. We're at 6:59, so we got another minute. What do you guys want to end with?
Austin?
The Kama Sutra?
Yeah.
There you go.
Ladies,
Nothing wrong with the Kama Sutra.
do your kegels. Be respectful.
Dave Kegels.
Yeah, that's
Remember
right.
Dave Kegels?
What did I say?
Yeah, Dave Cagle.
What I meant to say
Wonder
was
what
do your
Dave's doing
Kegels.
now.
He's
Dave's
probably
not
dead.
here.
That dude was really heavy, and
Yeah, he's
he was
probably dead.
he was at least like 15 years older than us, right?
Who?
Yeah, at least.
Dave Cagle.
You know what? I vaguely remember. Pizza was it Papa John's?
Shakey's manager.
And he worked at Papa John's too, huh?
No, I don't think he ever worked at Papa John's that I know of, but maybe. But yeah, he was probably like 300.
The one that's at Monaco's now, he was always there. On the corner of Virginia and Maine and Center.
It's actually Virginia.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She doesn't own the dress. Hey, it's always a mess. Catch you
Smokes,
stealing, she won't
smokes a
confess.
pack a day, but hey, that's me. But anyway.
Peace
All right,
out.
Moon Club
210
podcast number 210, and we out. Hopefully we brought it today. I told them we needed to bring it, but I don't think they took me serious.
Did I blow it out of the park or what did I?
You blew it out of some orifice. YouTube Live. Hopefully we get some viewers. I don't know. Nobody ever fucking watches on YouTube. Fuck you guys.
Go fuck yourself, dude. That's what Jake Paul did to his people on Facebook recently. You know about his girlfriend?
No, I don't know anything about Jake Paul. Why can't I get this thing to end?
It doesn't matter. Dude, just put that logo all night. MJ, can you